Hey, hey, welcome to our What to Expect as a New Coach. I'm so happy to have you all here. I know it's early. I know we all have families, lives, jobs. So I appreciate you all hopping on live. I have my makeup on from last night, so please don't be like, how the heck do you have your makeup on at 7 a.m.? This was me touching up from last night. I'm surprised it even like stayed on. So I just want you all to know that I will answer all questions at the very end, but please write them down or write them in the chat box as I'm talking, because you might think of something and then forget. So I don't want you guys to forget, but I also don't want you guys to think I'm ignoring you guys' questions. And I want you also to know that this call is for the coach that wants to go all in right now. Now, if you're not there, that's okay. Still watch this, listen to it, take in all this information, and then go with it as you are going throughout your journey. So I hope that these 10 points that I have really help you knowing what the next steps are. And if you're a new coach, or if you're a coach that has been a coach for a while and is like restarting, this is the call for you as well. Because I will say there is a difference between your sign up date as a coach versus your start date when it comes to your business. And that's so fine. So I just wanted to put that out there because we all start in different areas. We're all on different journeys, different wavelengths, but we're all here for one reason, one mission, and that's to help. So you have questions. There's also coaches on here that have been coaches for a little bit longer that can help answer as well if that's the case. Okay, number one, pick a program and go all in. Don't half-ass it. Sorry if there's kids around. Make sure that you really trust the process. They work with nutritionists, trainers, so many people behind the scenes to put these programs together for years before they're even launched. They make sure it goes through a test group with other coaches in the network that try out the program before it's launched and everything like that. So they have the calendar, they have the nutrition guides, they have all of that for a reason. So I think sometimes when it comes to credibility, right, you're kind of like, well, I want to feel comfortable or confident talking about this. That's why you need to go all in with a program. And I will say, when I first got started, we didn't have Beachbody on demand. So there wasn't the accessibility to be able to try different programs. I had to go into the FAQs to research what TurboFire was, what Insanity was, because I didn't know. I didn't have the DVDs, and I wasn't going to buy the DVDs because I was scared to. I started with what I started with, was Brazil butt lift. But now we all have the opportunity to try a workout at least once. So that's another thing. If you're doing a program, if you're really working on a program, but someone asks you, hey, like if you start getting this question often, maybe someone starts asking you about Insanity Max 30 often, and you're like, I've actually never done it. Well, you can go on BOD, try one of the workouts, and then when someone asks you, be like, you know what, I haven't completed the program exactly, but I've done one of the workouts, and this is what I really liked from it. And from what you're telling me with your goals, I think this would be a great fit for you. So be honest with them. Tell them that you haven't done it. That's okay. They can try it for themselves, because what might be that program that you're doing right now also might not be that program for them. But when they see you sticking and going all in with one program, they're going to trust you, and they're going to know you're not going anywhere. So really, it gives you and gives your body optimally what it needs, right? All of our nutrition supplements. So talking about that, if people don't want to get started with that right away, that happens. That's okay. But again, in the groups, in the challenge groups, and in your challenge groups, they're going to see people, they're going to see the trainers talking about it on the programs. So you talking about this as well, what things do for you, adding value to what it's going to do for them. Okay. I think a lot of times on our Instagram stories, we're talking about us and like what we're doing and what I'm doing and blah, blah, blah. But what is it going to do for them? What is it going to give them? Is it going to give them a happier life? Is it going to give them more energy with their kids running around at night? Is it going to help them feel more confident and sexy in front of their husband? Like, what is that? What is it going to do for them? Okay. just more confidence, more, maybe they have to get on stage often and maybe they'll feel more confident in their job, whatever that is. Okay. So find what that is. Also go all in with the Miracle Morning. If you can, hop on our Miracle Morning every single morning, get your workout in, get a 20-minute power hour in. So Gabby was going to lead this call with me, but she's been busting ass at her restaurant job. And I told her, I was like, that's why having a business partner and someone you work with is so important, because I was like, girl, I got this call. I got it. If you can get on, you can get on. If not, it's fine. But going all in with the Miracle Morning, she was like, I need to readjust the season that I'm in. And so this is something that I took away from Summit last year. One of the coaches said to write in your alarms every like 3 months, reevaluate the season that I'm in. And so I have alarms that go off, and I'm reading a book right now about seasons as well. But it's so true, because what might be working for you 2 months ago might switch, especially if you have kids or, you have hobbies and things that happen. Most of the time we're also all working, like when you're starting this coaching business, you're working a full-time job. You have so many other things. So having these tips and tools to help you know kind of how to navigate. This will help you stay accountable. So I told her, because she was like, I feel like, and I don't think she'll care that I'm sharing this, but she was like, I feel like I'm not having enough time to respond to everyone that I am trying to get through. I'm like, so start inviting in the morning so that you have the day for those people to respond to. And then you can spend 30 minutes to an hour at night responding and catching up. So, but again, in 3 months, that could look completely different for her. But this is what I'm just saying. So really reevaluate that, and using the Miracle Morning anytime that you can hop on. We're on from, what is it? Like, Priscilla, when do you get on? Like 4:30 Montana time, right? Or no?
I get on at like 5:30 Montana time.
Okay, so that's 4:30 my time. So really we're on like 4:30 PST until about 7 PST. And then I know like Corey Ann and Sarah get on Zoom. So like there's people on this Zoom. So it's this Zoom ID right here. You can just write it down. Really all day. I just get emails when people hop on my Zoom. But other than that, I don't care. Like, you guys are welcome to use it. Get on, post that you're doing a power hour, anything like that. And it's really cool because you get to connect with people, because like Corey Ann and Sarah have now connected and worked together, and have just been, you meet new people on the team that are kind of on the same wavelength as you when it comes to your business. Okay, number 2, share your journey on social media. So not every day is a day you're going to want to show up. Not every day is a day you're going to want to wake up. That's why we got our pre-workout. And that's why we got our superfoods and all that, right? Our water. Look at, see, we got pre-workout, superfoods, TV mindset. Like, look, so it's like, we might not be awake right now, but we're all showing up for ourselves. And that's what the best thing is showing up, because people are going to be watching you. They look forward to your posts, whether you want to believe it or not. They do. So if you're not motivated, share it. If you're motivated, share it. Like, it doesn't matter. Be human. Sherry, another coach on our team, she just posted on her Instagram stories, she was eating a bag of Lay's, and then she was like, I'm human. Like, we're human. And that's what we need to show, is that we're living a lifestyle to just mind, body, and soul. And it's so much more than just products. We are selling ourselves on social media. So when it comes to that, invite your friends to do it with you. If, say, you have someone come over, I know Jenna works out with her best friend, and you can do it with your friends. You can make Shakeology after, you could make Recover after, you could make Energize before, whatever that looks like, because then they get to try. Madison, another one of my coaches on the team, her very first time trying a Beachbody workout was at my Summer at the Park workouts that I was doing, and that was her very first time trying a Beachbody program. And we met through Bentley's preschool like 3 years ago. So you never know like what inviting a friend over can do and really help with that. And who are you outside of Beachbody? Like, who are you outside of health and fitness? What do you love to do? I was just telling people, like, I love to throw pottery, and it's something that I actually forgot about. So I'm looking up like pottery classes to do and throwing pottery because I just think it's fun. So like talk about those things. Are you a dog mom? Are you, you know, again, you can make the list. And I would make a list of at least 5 things of not health and fitness related things that you like fashion, hair, makeup, personal growth. That's, I mean, I know it's alongside like health and fitness, but that's not something many people really talk about. I know I didn't know what personal development was or like personal development books were until this business came into my life. I don't know if anyone else like read that or was on that journey before, but I was not. And I still didn't take it very seriously even when I did get started. And I really think that the coaches that have the strongest social media, or at least in my opinion, from like the other coaches that I look up to and look up to for advice and stuff, they share more. So like, don't be afraid to go live. Don't be afraid to share a funny story. A braid tutorial, like I said, a grocery haul. If you go to Trader Joe's or wherever, like people want to know what you get at the grocery store. Even Costco gets overwhelming. If you have a Costco, like what do you get healthy there? I think that's really helpful for people. And then also having some like wind down time. So like I said, at night, I'll have time to go through people's Instagram stories because I want to watch your guys' stories and I want to watch the people that I'm connecting with, but I don't always have the time during the day. So I set time aside at night to go through and watch stories, go through my comments, connect with people on social media. So you just got to find what works for you. Okay. And then also we can talk more about this and you can talk more, like you can get kind of in the groove with this. Just know it takes time. But find a consistent like filter or theme for your feed, just for aesthetic purposes. It really does help engage people, and people are more drawn when pictures just look feasibly. I personally am on my Instagram stories more instead of posts, and I mean I do both, but I do think people love your Instagram stories. Use your highlights, things like that. I just have to say my Instagram was horrible when I got started. You all didn't see me 5 or 6 years ago, but I was using stock pictures. I would have about 200 words on my pictures, and it was just what worked for me then, but would not work for me now. So you just have to grow with it, flow with it, see what works, and just know people aren't going to be scrolling down 6 years later when you have your Instagram. I don't think people are doing that for me. So just know, like, people won't always know that. It's fine. And I think what matters most is that you're adding value, that you're providing content for people to come back to, that what they want to know. So what value are you adding to people that they're going to want to be like, oh, I want to do that. So maybe think of like a week thing. So if you do a grocery haul every week, every Friday, I'm going to be posting my grocery haul. If you want to know what I'm getting, or you want to know what I get for the week or whatever, come that day, because maybe someone just has one day to do that. Oh my gosh, you scrolled my.
Hey, Emma.
Yes.
What I did is I actually made another Instagram and set it to private. So I upload all my pictures there first.
Oh, nice.
To see how they're going to look on my feed.
Okay.
To see if they like.
Good point. There's an app for that actually, called, I'll have to find it, but you can basically do the same thing. You can upload your pictures and you can move them around in your feed and see like where everything looks good. So I forget what app that's called, but there is an app that people use for that. So thank you for mentioning that. That's a really good idea. Another thing, if a post takes, if you have a post idea, write it in your notes. Or like record it for yourself, so you're like, don't forget, because I feel like I always have really good ideas in the shower and then I'm like how am I supposed to write this down right now? I can't. So if a post is taking you more than 10 to 15 minutes excuse me, you are wasting time. And it's hard at first. It's going to take you time, especially if you're making Instagram stories with Unfold and stuff like that. I know I've had some conversations with you guys. It's going to take time, and that's fine. But just know that the more you do it, the quicker it's going to be. And that's another thing. Like, for your week, if you want to have specific days where you talk about certain things that you want to add value to, just make your life a little bit more simple. Okay, number 3. Oh, and one more thing. Just treat it like a live journal. Makes it so much more simple. Don't overthink it. And if people are going to unfollow you, who cares? They're not your people. So don't worry about it. And most of the time, if they unfollow you, they're still going to come back to your profile and look at it to see what you're doing. So just really don't even care about it. So number 3, this is one. And like I said, I didn't have this call when I got started as a coach almost 6 years ago. It'll be 6 years in June. We didn't have a new coach training. We didn't have any of that. There's times where I'm thankful for that, but I'm also like, I'm so thankful we have these now, because if I would have known what hitting Emerald would have done for my business then that I do now, I probably would have taken things a little bit more seriously from the get-go. So hitting Emerald and opening your biz is number 3. So many new coaches really want to work the business. And by doing this, it allows you to grow your team from the get-go. So I will say, when this happens, you begin to earn team cycle bonuses. And I'm not going to go all into this. There is training in the team page all about this. There's that really goofy video that Michael Neiman does talking about volume and legs and stuff. And I will say, it's not going to make sense until it happens to you either. Once you hit Emerald, once volume starts to happen and accumulate, is really when you're going to start to really see and understand what that looks like. But the extra residual income that grows over time with your team, okay? So this is the exponential. This is the longevity of this business, and that's what they are setting you up for. So in the future, I know this is like a new coach call and you guys are all new, but in the future, if you do want to take this full time and you do want to end up leaving your job, what I would recommend is you focus on the income that is being produced by your team cycle bonus, not commission, because commissions is always going to be up and down. That's just not reliable. And I want you guys to be smart. This is a business, so treat it like a business and make smart business decisions when it comes to that, okay? So even if you're helping like 10 people a month or things like that, you're not going to be maxing the full potential of income with your business. Also, when you are Emerald, there's something called leads, which is people that go to Beachbody, purchase something, they don't have a coach. If you're an Emerald coach and you are active and you are helping 3 people a month, so hitting Success Club, which is Success Club 5, we'll talk about that in a minute, they're going to be giving you people to help. So you will see in your back office maybe someone random and you're like, I have no idea who that is. That's because they're just someone that needed help, that just got started with either a sample pack or they just got Beachbody on demand. And I have an email template that I send out to all of my leads that I'm just like, hey, I'm Emma, I'm your free coach that came with your access to Beachbody. Here's my Instagram and Facebook, so you know I'm not like fake, so you know I'm real. You can go creep on me, whatever. And not everyone's going to respond, and that's okay, because people don't always necessarily want that extra help. But I do get people that respond, that want that help, and they're so thankful that I reached out to them, and I'm sure they've creeped on me and stuff. So when that does happen, please reach out to your coach, let them know, and also communicate about that. Like when you have coaches getting started, hey, I have someone that's wanting to sign up. I'm really wanting to set my business up. Like, where should I put them, like left or right leg, and so forth. And your coach will totally help you. And if not, you can always come to me, and I'm always here to help as well. I still ask for help sometimes. Okay. Like, I'm human. I don't know it all. And this business is always evolving. There's always new things coming out. So things are always new for me as well. So I want you to know I'm also always learning as well, right alongside you. Okay. So is there any Emeralds on here? Not yet. Brianne's on here. Okay. So when you start and you're wanting to start out right away, just know your business doesn't really start until you're Emerald when it comes to the bank. And I want to say one other thing about Emerald, because I think that we don't talk about it enough, but like AT&T, how they have the rollover minutes. your volume never goes away. So when you are, it's basically like a volume bank. So I look at it as like the rollover minutes. Your volume rolls over into the next weeks. So as you are consistently growing, as your volume consistently is growing, as long as you're an active coach, it's going to consistently build volume up. Does that make sense? So you can do more, looking at that, but I wanted to just let you guys know. And I can name off 5 people right now that can help you reach this. Your significant other, your mom, your dad, your best friend, your sibling. If there's anyone that's also using, like your best friend's using Shakeology or drinking Shakeology every day or the pre-workout, why not help them get the 25% discount? I needed that when I got started. I knew that I wanted to drink Shakeology every day, and I knew that I wanted, it was energy and endurance then. But fun fact, Carl's wife wouldn't even let him drink it because it was not good. That's why they got rid of it and created a whole new performance line. Okay, number 4, run a free group with 3 or 4 other coaches. You are probably like, okay, so how do I run a group? I've never done this. What do I do? That's why you run it with 3 to 4 other people or your coach. If you are wanting to do that, just be like, hey, I want to run a group. It's not like you're going to be in charge of a lot. It's more like we're going to take one day. You get to post that day. And this is really going to help you feel more confident when it comes to inviting or talking about it, because you can be like, I'm running my first group. That's so cool. Like I want to say, if you're just getting started and you're starting right now, you have an advantage, because sometimes I forget to talk about 5 years ago, where I was 5 years ago, so take people on that journey with you. And that way you can be like, you can try the 2-week free trial. It just brings that pressure off of yourself, because I think sometimes, especially as new coaches starting this business, you're like, I really don't know that much. So it helps you ease into asking certain questions and let them know you're new. Hey, I'm just starting. I'm so passionate about this. I know what it's done for me. I know what it's going to do for you. If I don't know something, I'll always find the answer. You're always going to find the answer. So if someone asks you a question, don't be like, I don't know. There's the FAQ, there's me, there's the team pages. We got you. So don't be afraid of that. No, you are doing a disservice by not sharing it with them because of what this has done and has added value into your life. Also, when you run it with 3 to 4 other people, it's so great because you get 3 people, right? If you help 3 people for your month, then those other 3 to 4 people have 3 people. You have a group of like 20. That's perfect. That's awesome. And you all have more brains together to work together and to post together. The purpose of a free group is always to just add value, okay? No matter what, we just want to share what's shaped our lives, what's going to help their lives. And even if they never purchase anything, you added some sort of value in their life, and who knows what could happen in a year or 2. The only thing is you have to be here for when they're ready. Okay. Because if you give up because someone said no, because they're not ready, but that doesn't mean you're not ready. That doesn't mean you have to give up and you have to, quit because someone isn't ready. They're going to be ready. Like there's people on here that weren't ready right away, and that's okay. But I didn't give up because I knew they would be. And I wanted to be there for them when they were ready. So just remember that. Be here for people when you're ready. This is a longevity thing. No business just takes off in one day, like my dad's been his own business owner for 25 years. It's, it takes time. You can create a template together. You can all take a day and create a sample meal plan. You can take posts from the content that's created by Beachbody that we all have access to. And then just a morning post. And if you don't have a mastermind or you need other new coaches to connect with, just let me know, let your coach know, and we can kind of help hook you up with people. We all have gone through different things, and we always are showing up together. And that's the best part, I think, about running groups with other people. I still run groups. I don't run groups alone. I don't want to run groups alone. It's not why I'm in this business. I want to do things with people. I want to do things with you guys. But if you've all gone through different things or different struggles, you can all focus on those different struggles and how you overcome them as well. So just work together, get a thread going, and that really helps. I'm looking at my notes. notes because yes, I have notes for this call. And then, yeah, so just know people are watching as well. We have some things like some trainings on video messaging. I personally love video messaging people and voice messaging people. It might be intimidating at first, but it gets a lot easier. And I just find it's a lot more authentic for myself. And even if kids are running around in the background, it helps other moms know that I'm human and I'm relatable and I'm still able to get these things done for myself while having crazy people around. So, okay, number 6, right? No, 4. I must have skipped over 5. I have 5 in here somewhere. Okay, well, my notes say 6. So, okay, here's number 6. Create meaningful and loving conversations with many people every single day. You guys think you can do that? Instead of focusing on words like inviting or adding to your network or things like that, just do it for a new friendship. I know when I got started, I just wanted friends. I was a 22-year-old young mom that didn't really have much, I guess I just didn't have a tribe, you know? I just didn't feel like I had people that I could relate with. And so for me, I love connecting with other people on social media that I can relate with because then you can just have meaningful conversations. You can connect. I learned so much from people on social media from my Instagram account. Like I just posted yesterday about how having like shooting pains if you're pregnant, you know what I mean? And I forgot the term and like moms were messaging me like the lightning bolt or whatever it's called. And so, you know, I learned from other people and you get to meet. So like, yeah, like with you traveling, so you can meet other people in different areas. And if you travel to that area, you can be like, hey, I'm coming. I'd love to actually meet in person. It's so cool. Like, it's so cool. And I think a lot of times people think social media is like this negative thing or a bad thing. And I don't look at that at all. And if you do have that in your feed or you do have negativity, just X-nay it. You can mute them. You can like, you can mute them from your feed. You don't have to unfollow them if you don't want to or whatever, but you can mute them. So just know that like you are in control of your social media. If your feed isn't positive, uplifting, and the people that you want to be surrounding yourself, just do some social media stuff. Doesn't, you know, no hard feelings for them, but you want to make sure that you're creating friends that are going to fill you up and uplift you. Like I wouldn't know half of you guys, literally. Like I literally would only know Kirsten and Brianne right now if it weren't for social media. And I don't even know if I'd still be connected with Kirsten and Brianne if it weren't for social media because we went to like middle school together. So it's just so cool to see what it can do and what it can bring to your life. So what can people connect you on? Are you an Apple girl? Apple girl? Are you a planner girl? Do you have a Cricut? Do you like design? Do you like DIYs? These are all things I'm also giving you for like, what are you besides Beachbody? It has nothing to do with the business or Beachbody, but it has to do with me. Okay. Are you into photography? I used to be really into photography in high school. I also used to be really into video editing. So and then also what are different polls that you can ask to engage with, like with other people besides health and fitness? One of the things I really like doing is struggle polls. So like, what do you struggle with more? Finding the motivation to work out or nutrition, you know, and you could even give people different options. And I feel like polls and engaging things like that also helps when it comes to creating new friendships, because then people are like, oh my gosh, like I can connect with her. I posted something about if people think she's gonna I'm pregnant. If you can't see me right now, anyone's watching the recording, what I'm talking about. But I asked if she was gonna come early or late. And I had so many people that responded to that I had never seen before on my Instagram or like in my polls. And I was like, whoa, there's so many other people watching me that I had no idea about. So even I have these like moments of like, okay, and that's really cool because then that's more conversations and genuine connections I can relate with because they know who I am. They've engaged, they've they've tapped on a poll of mine, so they know who I am. You know what I mean? Okay, number 7, have your social media look professional. So you're either going to have Instagram or a Facebook like page. If you have Facebook and you have people on there that you want to help, by all means. I personally started on Facebook because back then Instagram wasn't really popping. It was more on Facebook, and I didn't even have a Facebook like page when I got started, but then Facebook got more technical, and they're like, if you're going to run a business, you need to have a like page, blah, blah, blah. So I personally just really use my Instagram, and I will sync my pictures to my Facebook like page, but I really am more focused on like helping people on Instagram just because that's where I feel best. I will say though that I do think I have people on Facebook that had been watching me for a while, and I just kind of stopped posting on there. So it is a goal of mine to kind of get back and posting more on my Facebook personal page. But right now I just love Instagram, and I love Instagram stories, and I just feel like I can really connect and be myself a lot more over there. I feel like Facebook has got a lot of political stuff after the election, and I feel like a lot of people don't personally like Facebook. I think people actually like Instagram over Facebook currently in this day and age. I know it was different like 6 years ago. So make sure you're using the same name. I would have a link tree in your link, have the kind of description about you. It can be just like about you, doesn't even have to say anything about health and fitness, but I mean, you can also say like healthy mama, whatever you want to do. So make sure your name is the same. I personally like having my first and last name on as my branding because I'm branding myself. So it's up to you, but like for my email, I have like Emma Chesmore Fitness, but for my Instagram and Facebook, I just have my name because I want people to just say Emma Chesmore. And let's see. And also, and again, like when it comes to having your social media look professional, again, just finding a filter or whatever that works for you. I'm not saying you have to filter all of your pictures crazily, but if you find on Lightroom just something that makes it brighter, that's what I mean is like you want your pictures to be bright, eye-catching, so people can find you and will stop because we're all about that. Like, you know, people are so quick to just move on. And so for me, I use presets I've gotten them from people on Instagram, but you can also just go on Etsy. They're way cheaper on Etsy, and just download them to Lightroom. So it's so convenient because then all you have to do is just literally copy and paste the edit. You kind of want to make sure you have the same lighting. There is a little, like some technique to it. But if you just have the same lighting, you copy and paste it, you can kind of edit it a little bit and you're done. Like it doesn't take any time. I used to spend so much more time editing my pictures, and I probably spend more time now on my words than I did on my pictures, and I feel like it used to be reversed. So so find something that's just quick, simple, that works for you. And again, your aesthetics are going to change. For a while I had like a bluer tint, now I have like a tanner tint. Like you just kind of have to go with the seasons, etc. Okay. And again, if you guys have any questions, I see the chat box going off too, I'll go through it. But after this call, I know you're getting a lot of information. I know there's a lot being thrown out of you. Just know that that's normal in any business as well. I was at the hospital the other day for my checkup, and this nurse it was like probably her first or second day. And she's like, you know, it's great. It's just a lot of, it was just a bathroom conversation, but she was like, you know, it's just a lot of information being thrown at you and learning. And that's normal. Okay. Like it's normal to feel that way. That's why we have the trainings. That's why we have this call. That's why you get to take this at your own pace and do what works best for you. So number 8, choose a designated spot that brings you joy to build your business. So whatever that looks like for you, if you have that in your house, it can be the kitchen table, it can be a little nook in your room, it can be your floor, whatever that looks like for you. But just something that's going to be like, okay, like I'm going to work. So for me right now in the season that I'm in, that's a coffee shop. Honestly, I don't really have a space in my home that brings me joy to sit down and work. If I am, it's in here in the office or at the kitchen table. I mean, I do sit down and work. But what brings me most joy is being able to go to the coffee shop, sit down for like an hour or two. And remember, this is my full-time job. Okay. Like this was not me when I first started. When I first started, I was answering messages in between classes. I was nannying. I was on team calls when I was driving to classes. It was a completely different style. But I just want you guys to have that little piece of, even if it's just 30 minutes, and it can be at your home, but just like kind of have that space where you have your calendar, your notebook, whatever, your planner, whatever you have. Like, I'm not saying you need an office, okay? I'm not saying you need to go spend all this money on an office. But just a place where you can have your coach notebook out, you're able to plug your phone in. And when you sit down, it just brings you joy. Put some music on, maybe put a little twinkle lights up. I don't know, whatever brings you joy. So like I said, I started doing these things in the cracks of school, in the hallways, nap time, staying up late. But when you sit down, it's go time, and you know that it's go time. You know that you're going to go through your activity tracker that Beachbody just released, that you all should have, that I've loved. So and maybe have it close to a window so you have light, and put your phone on airplane mode every time you're in this little spot, unless you need your phone, I guess, to respond to Instagram messages. But even if you do that, put it on do not disturb, so that way people can't disturb you, but you're able to still be on your phone and kind of get through all the things that you need to do or feel like you need to do to move your business forward. And again, only you know what to do. No one's going to drag you along on this business. But that's why we have the training, as you do what you need to do on the days that you can do it. No one has made me do anything in this because I've wanted to. I truly get joy and passion of doing this, like, every day. I mean, there's definitely harder days. There's definitely days I don't always want to show up, but I love showing up with you guys and for you guys. And I'm always happy to help. So number 9, be organized as much as you can. I wish I could say I was more organized, but to be honest, guys, I'm really not the most organized person. I will say Streak has saved my life, and I wish I would have started. Well, it wasn't even out when I got started as a coach, but I wish I would have started it when I got started as a coach. But again, just start with pen and paper if that's what you can do. Just have a notebook for your people. Again, the Success Club tracker that Beachbody just created has a second page with a list that like a blank list. You can just write people's names in. I've actually been using that. And that helps me with more like Instagram names. So I'll write like their Instagram name down when we connected and things like that. So just find what works for you. So I use Streak personally, and I use pen and paper. I do use both. And I can do a whole nother call on that. But again, there's so many ways to stay organized. So just figure out what works for you. And I think the only thing that I would say is you just want to make sure you're not forgetting about people. So just having a place where you're able to make sure you're going to be able to follow up with them. If it's pen and paper, you have a system where you're like, okay, everyone on this paper I'm following up with next Thursday, or, putting a date and highlighting and things like that. Dreams don't work unless you do. Seriously. Like, it's not, and I love talking about dreaming and dreaming big and all these, but it's really these stepping stones that are going to get you there. So dreams are really just milestones in your life. So it's not like you're going to hit one dream or one goal and be done, right? You're going to have other milestones and things that you're going to want to achieve in life. So again, staying organized in that way too. So maybe mapping out your goals for the next year, having that vision board that we do at the beginning of the year printed out so you can see it, things like that. I can't be over your shoulder. Hey, did you get all your invites done? Did you talk to people today? Did you do your workout? Did you, I can't, to every single person, I cannot be over their shoulder. Okay. So you have to have that self-discipline, which is something that we all learn in this business as well. I've had to learn it. I've had to stay consistent with it. I've had to push myself some days to have that self-discipline. But you can learn so much on YouTube. You can learn so many things in our groups, in our community pages. And if you're not a part of the 2019 community creators, which most of you might not be, because I don't add, so if you're brand new, I don't add anyone to this group, but I post about it in the team page. You are welcome to join. I don't want to add anyone to any more groups because you're already a part of groups. But the 2019 Community Creators page is an upline page that was created by me and 4 other leaders on our team. We went through some changes in the beginning of the year, and we really wanted to create a space where we felt like we could really help all of our teams. So it's a more active page of people working their business, other people posting their power hours, their team calls. So you're not just getting information from our team page and things like that, but from others, which I love because let's be honest, someone might learn better from another coach on the team than me, and that's okay. We all just want you to be able to learn the best that you can learn and to have that support. So I also love to prove people wrong. I don't know if anyone else does as well. And that was something that I really, really stuck with at the beginning of my business, because 6 years ago, network marketing, being a coach, putting yourself out there on social media was so weird. I got so much backlash. And I was okay with it because I was like, I know what this has done for me, and I know what this is going to do for so many other people. This is never going to go out of style, like living a healthy lifestyle it's been around for years. That's just not a thing. And so what we have to offer is so much more. It's that lifestyle, that longevity of having that life. So that's why I wake up early. No one else is going to build it for me, like no one's going to make me wake up early, but you can do it. And if waking up early isn't your thing, it wasn't my thing either. Read The Miracle Morning. It'll change your life. And it'll kind of help you get a little, I think hearing his story of how he basically almost died like twice was enough for me to be like, okay, I can make my mornings into something, and I can have that, that different perspective. So number 10, get on team calls and immerse yourself. Okay. Be on live as much as you can. Obviously, I get life happens. Not every time works out for our calls. They're always recorded. But as much as you can, get on live, because I find that you really soak things in and learn more when you're on live than when you're watching the recording. Usually when you're watching the recording, for me, I know I have kids running around, things like that. So when I'm live, I know that I've dedicated this time to myself, to this call. And that really helps. So just know our team calls for the Dreamer Society are Sunday nights at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And then again, if you join the 2019 Community Creators page, there's other team calls sporadically throughout the week that the other leaders will post about. Yeah, that's really all I had this morning. And I hope that was helpful. I know that was a lot of information. Trust me, I've been in this same spot. I've been through a lot of evolving. I did a call about that, how Beachbody started and evolved. So if you ever are feeling a type of way, or you're feeling overwhelmed or whatever, just go to your coach, talk to them. Don't be intimidated or afraid of we're not going to be like, oh, you, no, we're going to be like, okay, like, let's reevaluate. Let's figure out what's going to work for you. Because we just want to help you figure out what's going to be best for your season and what's going to work best for you. So thank you for being on live. I'm going to stop the recording, but wait, don't get off. I want to take a picture and everything really quick. But I'm just going to stop and